Okay, so before when I made a video entitled "Stinks to High Heaven," stinks to high heaven, I was talking about the literal meaning of it. It stinks, right? It smells bad. But really, very often when we say something smells or stinks, uh, we're talking about it. It seems suspicious. It seems like something's not right, right? It's like you could say that in a relationship, like if your partner is getting phone calls in the middle of the night, you can't prove anything, but it smells suspicious. It stinks, right? I mean, it smells like a rat, right? So, in a lot of languages, when we say something seems suspicious, we say uh, it smells. And actually, in the Japanese language, they will say something like something something kusai or guzai, like means it smells like that, means it seems like that. Like I've heard the expression lezu guzai, let lezu guzai means seems like a lesbian, right? Uh, but I've heard it used with other things too. Looks like it, seems like it. So anyway, let's get back to English. Uh, so stinks to high heaven can mean it smells bad, but it also means it's very suspicious. And what made me think of it? So stinks means suspicious. Um, let's take a look at something my student submitted recently. Okay, now this is a non-native speaker of English, right? And the topic was memories of my school days, right? And actually, this particular class is not even a very high level class, right? It's kind of lower middle, right? So let's just take a look at this essay that he wrote. Okay. During my high school years, hang on, do I get this right? Is this showing right? Okay. During my high school years, I had the privilege of creating a tapestry of extraordinary memories that have woven themselves into the very fabric of my memory, of my being. These years were a time of self discovery, growth, and transformation. Among the multitude of experiences that defined this chapter of my life. Okay? So these students, like his other essays, he was lucky to write one grammatically correct sentence. But suddenly he's writing like this, which is not even like I would write. I mean, this is too pompous for even me to write. It's too kind of almost sickening, right? And I thought, this stinks, right? This stinks to high heaven. That's what I originally thought. And then on this Facebook group I belong to, I posted this and I was like, this stinks to high heaven. And everybody, all these other teachers laughed, because they also don't believe that, the typical non-native speaker at that level could come anywhere close to this. And I even think it's even too like wordy for I could write this. But it's just too much, right? And like it's just there. He didn't write this, so I put this into a couple of AI detectors, and two of them said that it was highly likely to be AI, and I believe it. Okay, so stinks. Okay, so we can use this smell a rat uh, is an idiom. It means it smells bad. So suspicious, cause the feeling that something is wrong. Okay. Okay, in English-speaking world, we use the expression something smells fishy, right? You've heard some of these before, right? But I use the expression stinks to high heaven, means it smells very bad. So around the world, from Lithuania to Lesotho, when anyone wants to describe something as suspicious, they use a metaphor linked to smell. So not only in English, not only in Japanese, but in many other languages, okay? And so check this out. Now, these guys are talking about Joe Biden and how his son was making business deals, okay? And supposedly he was acting as a private citizen, but then suddenly his father, who was the vice president at that time, would call into the meeting and just say hi to everybody. Okay, so kind of like he was selling access to the highest powers, okay, the vice president, and then later the president.
I don't pretend to be a lawyer. I don't even play one on TV, but I don't think you have to be a lawyer to see that this just stinks to high heaven. Look, I play one on TV, but I don't think you have to be a lawyer to see that this just stinks to high heaven. Just stinks to high heaven. Just stinks to high heaven.
And what he's saying is it's very suspicious, right? So sometimes stink means or smells bad means something suspicious, right? So stinks to high heaven means it's very suspicious. Okay, so I will talk to you on the next idiom.